Okay, so this is nothing definite, just some ideas kicking around. Uh, Reality show ideas for Imperial Valley. I was talking with this woman, and we're kicking the ideas back and forth because she says, what if we do that here in Imperial County, right here with the border of Mexico, in the communities, different ethnic groups. I'm thinking, yeah, it'd be very interesting because different crowds of people, different levels of interaction. People going to church, people going to school, people going to work, people shopping, people using the same roadways, um, different avenues that the people cross and use. So there's different things you can do. Couple formats that I found. Look on Wikipedia. Uh, Documentary style, so special living environment, professional activities, elimination slash game shows, job search, self-improvement slash makeover, renovation, dating shows, talk shows, hidden cameras, hoaxes. A couple little neat examples that were listed were border security, an Australian show, or I think it's called Border Security Australia Frontline, and it's basically guys riding the boats around Australia and just intercepting um, people coming in. And another one was the Lofters, and I think that's a Canadian show. Uh, and the premise of that one was people who basically they lived in a loft and they had to create their own business and document it all. Um, so it's something pretty interesting. Uh, who Wants to Be an American is I guess it is something on YouTube, but like a Russian reality elimination show. And in fact, probably no real copyright on that. I'm thinking families with members on both sides. Uh, Maybe some in the process of immigration. Look at where they're coming from, where are they going. You can make this series focus on various, familial groups and what each group is dealing with. I want to say, put out a bulletin that reads, "Wanted. Participants for a reality television series to begin on YouTube. Looking for families with ties to both sides of the border, especially in the Imperial and Mexicali Valley areas. The more chaotic and diverse your family, the more interesting. English and Spanish accepted. Looking for a combination of any of these preconditions. Naturalized American citizens, Mexican citizens living on either side of the border, and some who are in the process of immigrating, maybe even illegal. We will protect identities." And that's something which we have to work out. Teenage mother, high school dropout, family living below the poverty line, suffering racial discrimination or prejudice, family member in law enforcement or customs, family member in the education field, migrant worker and or field produce harvester, elderly family members familiar with the history of the valley. Now, the big problem is finding people who talk. Reality TV works when you have active people who do not sit in front of TV all day and who have mic skills. This means that when the attention is on them, they can perform. So, eloquent speaker is good, rambling drunk who sounds crazy is good too, as long as you can hear them clearly. Based on who comes in and what they tell us, you create a chart detailing where each family member lives, does, and who they interact with regularly. Um, and then on the same sheet of paper, sketch out a calendar of activities that the individuals do regularly and that are like out of the ordinary. Um, and then based off all that, that's when we're going to determine what we're going to do. So, uh, just like in an interview, and I'm thinking if I was going to do it, I would want to pick a place in Calexico and Mexicali, and I'm thinking like parks, or like there's only two parks in Calexico, but maybe one of those parks in for an American uh, recruitment, and then Mexicali Park, maybe one right next to that, well, the one right next to the border for the Mexican recruitment. And the thing is then is money and equipment. Um, so for that we need cameras, and we would need to train everybody on how to use those cameras. The I could set up a class, and I could get definitely get somebody who can speak Spanish to also do a class as well, and we can just teach everybody just how to do simple camera work. And then we could also, if we start gaining funding and backing, uh, we, since we had no cameras, we'd have people who have to provide their own cameras, but we could get people, or we could get backing and then start getting cameras and adding those to certain living situations. So then it's either motion activated or sound activated, or it just turns on. But that's just if the series takes off. So it's a matter of just starting out small, beginning the documenting process, and then slowly adding families as resources develop. Um, Now, so for what purpose will we be doing? Well, we'll see. But it's definitely, you just want to see what people are doing, where they're going, and the to the point that well, okay, so if you know that when so and so comes home, uh, a lot of people start talking, that's when you want to turn on the camera. So, and that's so that could be a very unique situation, but I don't know, it would be interesting just to see what we can do with such a thing. But gotta get the money, gotta get support, gotta get somebody with experience in this to or also overlook this. But I don't know. I think there's enough colorful and beautiful music down here, and colorful people, and just beautiful, wonderful environment, and an interesting environment with a lot of visually scenic and telling just things that would just blow people's minds. And I think it'd just be something very interesting to share with the world on YouTube.